That's good. Right, and then like test type build repeat. Right, and then what we can do is, like, let's say we have like a list of things we need to debunk, right? And then we can just be like, isn't there a strike through button? Yeah, and we're just like, boom, done, right? And then we do that one. Boom, done. Right? Boom, that one, done. Boom, that one, done. Right? I like it. Right? I think this could work, right? And then we go back to this, and then we chat, and we do things. Yada yada, how's it going? Hope you're all good. Oh, why is that? That's off a little bit. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Cool. So what do you guys think? So here's the idea: is there'll be a topic for the day, and anyone can chime in. If anyone wants to go into live interview, they can join in through Discord. It'll be in the regular Discord channel. I'll be in the Shen chat. You guys will all be in the echo chamber, and you can chime in. And then we'll be using the losing our marbles for the text-based conversation. So if anyone has a large contribution they want to make, that can go into the losing our marbles category or channel, which then makes me want to think, do we want to put a losing our marbles chat? Nah, I think I'll be fine. There's no reason not to not use it, right? Right. Great. Cool. So yeah, and we'll do it live, as it were. Can try to do our hot button topic debate style show. And embrace our ignorance. That could be the motto. Losing our marbles too. Embrace your ignorance. That might send the wrong message. You're supposed to embrace it so you can overcome it, not embrace it by like defending it. You know, and we're gonna have to work on it. We're gonna have to work on it. We'll work on it. That was kind of the implied joke, Kira. It was like a nod, right? Kind of like a nod. We'll work on it. But that's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Might work, might not work. Good, bad? Fear the dev. Losing our marbles too. Fear the dev. Embrace your ignorance. Louisiana Jones. Just And we have a new color scheme for the next season. Check this out. You guys want a sneak peek? Check out this new color scheme. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Ooh. Spicy. We should be having a Thursday Flair and a Derby Classic as normally scheduled. Apparently, I forgot to put the last two derbies on YouTube, 27 and 28. Don't know how I missed those, but they were lost in time forever, so. Oops. My bad. But yeah. And there's brown in the middle. So it's brown, green, orange. Or brown, green, yeah, brown, green, orange. More or less. I think it looks good. I like it. What did I do with the colors? What? What? So that's what I'm thinking. Obviously, we'll be figuring out logistics as we go. You know, we'll get it all sorted out. But I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. Oh my God, they are pineapple colors. Do you think that was subconscious? That had to be some kind of subconscious thing, huh? That has to be a subconscious thing. I cut up and ate part of the pineapple today. The pineapple is in me. Nope, completely subconscious. Completely subconscious. All right, I'm liking this. We'll figure out the chat thing, and once we figure out the chat thing, we'll be able to go full swing with this, right? I think it'll be good. So we got me and a guest, and the fact check. Now, when we fact checked with the guest will probably just be on the other side, but they will be obscuring some of the screen. But I think I'm okay with that. I'm hanging over here with chat. I'm just hanging over here with chat. How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, so this can work. I feel good about this. They'll obscure the facts. How fitting. We can definitely use that to our advantage. To break the tension in heated moments. It's like, well, if you're just gonna cover up the facts, I mean, come on. All right, let's get going. Guest above me and chat next to me? No. Da 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 da. This will work just fine. Because when we're here, right, this gets cut off pretty fast. Like if there's a couple people talking all at the same time, it's kind of like, right? So the whole point of here is we want more context. We want as much info as possible on the screen, right? So this will let us have a long record, notes, facts, Shen. Oh, no, okay, so that could work. All right, so yeah, well, that's what we'll do. We'll put chat here, and then we'll put the daily totem here. There we go. Perfect. Nailed it. Nice. Is that good? Perfect. It's perfect. Nailed it. Nailed it. Not creepy at all. Nothing could be better. Nothing could be better. I like the way you guys think. This is good. This is real good. It. I found this image way too easily, by the way. This was a very easy image to find. I haven't been able to use it yet. Haven't been able to use it yet. I'll find a time. I'm gonna sneak it. Now, Bax has requested I don't sneak anything like this into Record Hunters. He's trusting me on this, so I can't. As much as I want to, I can't. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. Cool. I'm excited. I think we're gonna have fun with this. Gonna get heated. It's gonna be educational. It's gonna be fun. All seems good. What were we? What else were we gonna do? Do you want to do like a test run? Could we do a test run? How would we do a test run? Thoughts on a test run. What could we do for a test run? Oh, that's another thing. Did I ever? Did I ever? I did. I never posted it. Should probably post that, huh? Boom, posted. Beautiful. Canned meat, is it trash or a hidden gem? I like that one. We could get into that. All right. We're gonna do this live. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this real quick here. Cool. Well, that's awkward. All right. I won't worry about making it clear. Or will we? Let's do it. There it is. Boom. That was easy. Okay. So, we have some... Before we get into this, I gotta establish some things. Okay. 1. Definition of terms. You're gonna see that a lot. Definition of terms. Incredibly important in any debate. You have to agree on what everything means. There's the old adage that there was gonna be a great showdown between the greatest Eastern philosopher and the greatest Western philosopher of their times. And they had a meeting beforehand to establish their definition of terms before they did the public debate. And they were in there for hours and hours and hours. And when they finally came out, they had nothing to talk about. Because once they ironed out all their definitions, they realized that they agreed on everything. The end. Now, obviously, that's not true. There are fundamental disagreements. But the sentiment is true. Where if you actually establish your definitions, you're gonna eliminate a vast majority of disagreement in the topic. So we're gonna get a definition of terms. Okay, and then we're gonna have to list potential benefits. My inability to spell words is gonna be horrible. It's gonna be on horrible display. Potential drawbacks. Is that what we want to call them? And then yay or nay. All right, so that's the itinerary, right? Okay. Canned meat. What are we talking? What are we talking canned meat? Are we talking... Right, are we allowing pickled meat? Right, because there's lots of pickled canned meat, right? There's like pickled fish. Why are we in the Delaware search? Go back to Google. All right. Yeah, so there's like canned pickled pig's feet, right? Smoked or not smoked, right? These are all important questions. These are all important questions, guys. Okay? These are all things we need to know. So I think for the sake of argument, we need to rule out pickling, because pickling is a very turbulent process, right? It can go wrong badly no matter what you're pickling, right? It has no... Because I don't think anyone's arguing against like a canned vegetable, right? Like a canned corn. I don't think anyone's going to argue against a canned corn. So clearly it's the fact that the meat is being canned is the potential atrocity, right? So we're talking no pickling. We're talking... I think we can allow smoking, right? I think we can allow smoking. Right, so why can't it stay as what I picked? There's got to be like a setting where I can set. There we go. I want my default. Oh, wait, here we go. Hold on. Ooh. Look at us being fancy. Look at us being fancy. Yeah. Okay, there's gotta be a way to change. There we go. Okay, default font. Tahoma 40. I guess 36 is gonna be. Is 36 gonna be too small? Should we just say 48? No, I think we'll do 36. So this should be 36. Okay. Lovely. All right, so we're going to say no pickling, as we've established. Let's move this over here. No pickling. You can't see that. All right, so we're going to... Oh, geez. All right. No pickling. Smoking... or smoked as a flavor. We're gonna say smoked as a flavor. So, right, so like some people may argue, well, this isn't good, but if you smoke it, it's good, right? Or if it comes smoked. Like, so for me, right, if I'm gonna have sardines, I do like sardines. Canned sardines. It's a good snack. Do like canned sardines with like avocado and tomato. Little salt, little cilantro. not mixed together, but just like kind of like a charcuterie kind of a thing. And I do like smoked sardines in lemon olive oil, right? But if it was just like a plain canned sardine, I'd probably be like, nah, right? So the smoked will be considered only as a flavor, right? So it's not that whether it's smoked or not will factor in as to whether you should do it or not. We'll only consider it as a flavor, right? Right, and then are there limits to the type of meat? That's the question, right? So most people probably the easiest argument is going to be like a canned fish, because everyone, like, tuna fish is canned all the time, right? So fish, clearly easiest to get on board with canning, right? But then you got like pork. It gets a little dicey, like hot dog meat, kind of like a Spam kind of thing, maybe. And then you get into like canned chicken. You're like, right? It gets weird fast, right? It gets weird fast. So I think those are the parameters. So we're only dealing with actual meat being canned. So something like Spam, right? Spam's weird. Spam enters the idea of it's not just meat, but more of like a spread, or even its own new thing, like a sausage, right? So do we want to include the sausage umbrella to include things like Spam? Let's see. Let's actually see what's in Spam. Let's see what we actually have in Spam. Okay, so they're using potato starch and sugar, I would assume, for consistency, right? So they are using a potato starch for consistency, right? So that makes it not just meat. That's more of an actual it's more of an actual sausage. However, it's not spiced, right? The sugar and salt are there for flavor and preservative. Sodium nitrate is another preservative. So it's kind of like just ground up bacon, right? So it's not too much in the avenue of like a sausage. Now there are other like actual canned meat spreads. Is spotted dick meat? I don't think it is. I think it's cake. Yeah, it's cake. What's the one? I think there's another like meat. That's like a spread that potted meat. That's the one. Potted meat. Spotted, potted. I was close. So there's one that's really popular in Cajun cooking too, right? There's another one that's really popular in Cajun cooking. It might just be the potted meat. I'm not sure. It might be the potted meat that I'm thinking of. But that's in there. So now we're getting into some more interesting things here, right? So we have like deviled ham spread, right? We're getting into stuff like what did I just see? Like a corned beef, right? There's like, so like, right? So where are we drawing the line here? Where are we drawing the line? That's the question. Because here's what I'm thinking. Like, so when I think of Spam, when it's ham and pork ground together and has like sugar, salt, and starch to keep it together, my family makes a meal called ham loaf, which is meatloaf, but instead of ground beef, you use pork and ham. and you use like a mustard glaze. And it's like, I hate meatloaf. I love ham loaf. And like Spam and ham loaf are like pretty much the same thing. It's just one's in a can, right? And yeah, so I think that's a different line. So there's 2 lines to draw. All right, so let's expand our limits to meat category. So we're gonna, here we go. Limits to meat. Let's get a bright color in here. Let's do like a high, yeah, there we go. That doesn't even show up at all. Are you kidding me? What the hell is this? Okay. There we go. Oh, jeez, that's terrible. All right. Limits to the meat. Perfect. I just wanted an excuse to use the drawing tool. That's all. The highlighter does shit all. I don't know. Like, why is that so bad? I guess it's design is. Oh, it highlights the text. It's a little bit on the black too, but it's okay. It's mostly for the text. Okay, we're learning. We're learning things, guys. We're learning things. Okay, limits to meat. Here we go. Processed versus whole. And then we have meat versus spread. And then we have what do we say? What do we say here? Seasoned versus not, right? All right, so whole meat canned, I kind of feels like a straight up no, right? I would say it's not a no on principle. It's a no on first world privilege, right? So, like, obviously the whole point of canning initially, for those of you who don't know, the origin of canning is you can cook something, but then it goes bad because it's exposed to the outside elements. But when you cook it initially, it kills off everything that's bad, right? That's why you cook things. It kills off bad stuff and makes the nutrients more, bioavailable. But let's not get into that, because then we're going to get into the whole raw food diet fatting, which that could be a whole show on raw whole diet food. Oh man, put that on the list. Absolutely, we could get a nutritionist in on this. It'd be fantastic. Anyway, what were we talking about? This is gonna be one of those shows where we have no idea where we went. This is why we have a notepad. We can backtrack our thought process here, right? So, canning as a means of preserving food. So the idea would be you cook something and then it goes bad, or you put it in a can and then you cook it. So the idea was you canned it first and then you cooked the can. Like, you either boiled the can or you heated the can. And so everything inside the can became cooked and sterilized. And as long as the can remained intact, the stuff inside of it wouldn't go bad, right? Because you've killed everything in it. There's no fermentation. There's no bacteria. There's no mold. Everything in there is dead from being cooked, right? So obviously, like, the gross thing, right, is canned chicken. That's what grosses most people out, is canned chicken, because it's just a chicken in a can. And these, I'll say whole chicken, canned whole chicken. It's gross. Where you get, this, right? This is what people, right? This is when people say no, right? Now, again, in a situation, in a society, a country, whatever, where you do not have, a lot of electricity, and you don't have, right. So Elson's lips are starting to smack a little bit here. But there are countries, there are civilizations, there are cultures, towns, whatever. They don't have electricity. They don't have a lot of resources, And so something like a canned item for preservation purposes, right, is like, it's fine. It's, to us privileged first worlders, it's a nightmare. Elzid with the 21 months. Thank you for the support. Much appreciated. I will have those alerts turned off. I left them on for today because we're not doing anything formal, but we'll have alerts will be off for these shows. But like, there's actually nothing wrong with that. It just turns us off because we're privileged first worlders, right? So I wouldn't argue against this outright, but I would classify this as necessity only. Like, only if whatever living situation you're in requires you to need to can whole things of meat for your survival. Like, that is the only way you can preserve food, is by having it in a can. Like, you would need a reason to do that. And I would even go so far as to do the same thing with other meats. Like, even a corned beef. Like, I'm sure what we're going to find for corned beef is, like, shredded already. Or a hash or something, right? Yeah, so, like, these, right? Like, these are already, like, a weird chopped up thing. But, like, if it was a whole corned beef, I'd be like, nah, just get a corned beef, right? But, so that's what I'm thinking. So as far as, like, the processed versus whole, I think we're going to have to say processed only, right? For the sake of our argument. What are these? Oh, so I have pens and I can just set different. Ah, okay. Cool. All right, so we have, like, I have different pens. Are they actually different pens? Pen, 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil. Yeah, okay, so we can, what is Galaxy? Oh, look at us being fancy. So we can have different colors. All right, so we definitely want a white. And then we want, oh, and we can choose the thickness too. We're gonna want, like, a yellow. Okay. And then we're gonna want, like, a green. How does that work? Yeah. And then we're gonna want, like, a blue. And we're gonna want, like, a red. And we're gonna want, like, what else do we need? Like a pink? Maybe we should do pink for the highlighter, maybe. Yeah, I like pink as the highlighter. I'll do pink as the highlighter. Maybe like an orange, maybe? Is there like an orange? Oh, like a teal. Do we have like a teal? Okay, I like the teal and then maybe a darker blue. So let's make this, let's put these in order. So we're gonna make this one red. And make, oh, what the heck? Oh, we'll keep, oh, okay, I can just move them. Sweet. All right. So there we go, red, yellow, remove that. Green, and then this one is the teal, and then this one we want like a darker blue. No, I want, can be a deeper blue, but I want it to be a brighter blue. Yeah, like this. There we go. That's the one I want. Maybe even a little brighter. No, I like the darker. I like that one. Okay. And then red, yellow, green, light blue, light blue. Maybe like a purple. Can we get a nice purple? Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Then we can erase all that, right? Sweet. That eraser is powerful. Alright, so we got bright pink and then we got all our colors. Beautiful, I like it. Nice. This will work well. Okay. Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying, Elson. I think we're getting rid of all whole meats, right? So that's what I'm saying. Now back to what we were actually trying to do here. I think we're going with processed, right? And I think it has to be processed, right? And I think whole is going to be by necessity only. I don't think we can go with I'm glad you guys like it. Well, again, I'll figure out how to get chat to go the other way, but for now it's looking good. So yeah, there we go. And then meat versus spreads, right? So now we got this weird thing. So when we have like Spam, right? Spam is not a spread, but you can kind of chop it up, right? You're supposed to do it in these slices, and you can fry it, which I think would actually be pretty good. It's probably a lot like Scrapple or something, right? So this is more of like a meat, right? And then with the corned beef, it's more like a spread, like it crumbles, kind of a thing that you can mix into stuff, right? And then there's actual spreads, right? And that's like the potted ham, right? The potted meat, right? So this is actually like a spread. This is like on crackers spread. I've never had like a meat spread. So I can't say from experience no, but something tells me no. I don't know what it is, but something tells me no. I'm feeling like we got to stick to the actual like deli meat kind of a thing. I don't think we can get behind spreadable meat in a can. No, I do not. I do not want a potted meat. What is this? This is poor man's sloppy Joe. This is what is this? What? This is a lazy hot dog. It's like I don't want to bother putting the hot dog in a casing and smoking it and cooking it. I just want the goo on bread and eat it. I can't. I know it's the foodie in me, and there's probably nothing wrong with it. But I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Look at this. Made with chicken, pork added. Look at this. Got all sorts of stuff going on. But I don't think this is the way to go. So we're gonna go with deli, like deli meat, not spread. I don't think we can do it. Right? Yeah. So there's like your Vienna sausages, right? Which, right? Like, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you be willing to do this, but not willing to do this? It's as much work. In fact, this is less work, right? This, you need like a knife or some other device to get the goo from the can into the bread. This, you could use your fingers, right? This is actually less work to do it this way. So why you would do it this way, I don't know. And there's also, so this is not related to the topic at hand, which is going to happen a lot. But so there's this thing. I don't know if you Americans know this, but like American as a style for the rest of the world is usually gross. So like they'll advertise hot dogs in a jar as like American, which is not how we Americans. I hate to break everyone's bubbles here, but we would never. We would never eat a hot dog from a jar. We just wouldn't. That's not. We would sit like Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn big dogs in a jar. You would never. You would never. Now, here's what I think happens. This is my like how did this happen? right? How did this happen? Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking when most of the world sees America's hot dogs, it's usually like the New York City dirty dog water truck, right? It's the dogs sitting in the boiling water on the little food cart in New York City. So like, I think the psychological leap here is like, we just took a jar and we just scooped those hot dogs right out of the movie and we put it on the shelf. Like, that's the only way I could like justify the idea, right? And what I love, which is kind of like insultingly accurate most of the time, when they do American, it's always over the top, gaudy, red, white, and blue with stars on it. Like, it's like, look at this. Like, the sad thing is like, that's not actually far from the truth. Like, that's a fair stereotype. I can't even be mad at it. I can't even be mad at it. It's come on. That's kind of on brand. I can't even be mad at it. As mad as I am about it, I can't be mad at it. It's, yeah, exactly. Like, I've seen these jars at county fairs before. Absolutely. Right? Like, yeah, come on. Like, I can't be mad at it. As much as I want to be mad at it, I can't be mad at it. But so that's what I think. I think the only way that makes sense to me is like, they see the dirty dog water hot dogs on the New York street side cart in the movie, and then they think, oh, they just like scooped those up out of the movie, put it in a jar, and sold it. So like, just so you non-Americans know, we don't do this. This is not this is not what we do. They come in plastic. Come on, we're America, okay? We put it in plastic. We vacuum seal it in plastic. And there is, I'll admit, there's a little bit of juice. There's a little bit of juice. You can see the bubbles right there. See the bubbles? There's a little bit of juice. But, we wrap it in plastic. Come on. Come on. We're America. Of course we're going to wrap it in plastic. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? And our buns, wrapped in plastic. Everything wrapped in plastic. Peeled oranges, we wrap them in plastic. Yes. Because if only there were some kind of material encasing an orange that if only there were some kind of material we could put around an orange to keep it protected from outside contaminants. Of course, plastic. Why? Of course it's plastic. Why wouldn't it be plastic? Because, well, it's obvious why you would do it this way. Because if you just give me an orange, then I have an orange peel left over. What am I going to do with the orange peel left over? I don't want to be like carrying around an orange peel. Right? So just give me it in a plastic container. I can throw the plastic container out. That's the way to do it. What bothers me so much about this, they're not even separated. Right? Like, if it was separated, maybe I could get behind it if it was already separated for like a children's, like clementines, right? Like the pulled apart clementines. Like, maybe this in a giant tub I could get behind, but why? Why? Right? Okay. All right. So now we're getting into back on track. Oh, clicking the back button is gonna be amazing. It's like going backwards in time. Look at this. Remember when we were talking about all these things? Look at this. Remember all these conversations we were having? Where did it all come from? We just keep clicking the back button until we find out where we left off. Okay, spread. Right, spread. Oh God. Is that? I thought you were joking. Tell me this is a Photoshop. Tell me tell me this is a Photoshop. It has to be a Photoshop. Please, for the love of God. I hope it's on Pinterest, which probably means it's photoshopped. But good Lord. Oh. Oh. I can't. I'd rather look at this image. I really would. Okay, now we get into the like seasoned versus natural. So like, all right. So what we've established is we want processed deli style meat. We don't want the spreads. So we're talking like Spams. Okay. So how far into sausages can we go? Right. That's the question. So let's go back into canned meat searching territory here and see what our options. So we have like these corned beefs, which I feel like that's on the borderline. Spam I think is up in there. What other canned meat? All right, so like okay, perfect. Like the slicing hams, right? I feel like these are okay. They're probably gross, but I feel like they're okay. You don't need to, Elson. Yeah, we already have the UHF Twinkie Wiener sandwich. I don't think we need to go any further. So I feel like even something like this I'm on board with. Anything that you can like slice, I think would be okay in a can. But I don't know how far into like sausage territory we get, right? So I'm leaning towards the natural like deli style. Why can't I undo that? I'll just erase it. There we go. All right. We're gonna do like deli. I know it's a weird way to put it, like seasoned versus deli, but I feel like I don't know how else to describe it, right? So we had that like corned beef thing, right? We got the corned beef thing. Where's the corn? There you go. This thing. We got the corned beef thing, which is like a little bit more on the crumbly side. I feel like that's okay. I feel like it always comes down to the dryness of the contents, right? So like, even though I'm sure this has like goo surrounding it, kind of like the chicken has goo surrounding it, the contents itself, the actual meat itself, is on the drier side, right? And the same thing with Spam. Spam is kind of like, it's got that goo around it, but it's on the drier side, right? So even something like the corned beef, I'm trying to see if there's, we need the, yeah, see how it's dry, crumbly dry. It looks gross, but it's still on the drier side, right? And I feel like that's okay if it's on the drier side. It's like a pate from hell right there. It's like a pate from hell. So I think that's what it comes down to. So it's not so much the seasoned versus not seasoned. I think it really comes down to moisture content. Needs to be dry versus wet. simple. So we're leaning toward dry processed meats is what we're going for. I think that's what we're settling on. Okay. Are we? Do we feel like this is a fair ground to engage in now? On the on yay or nay for canned meat, we're gonna assume by canned meat our definition, like we have established independently, whole meats canned for preservation because you don't have access to electricity. Necessity only. Like if you got to do it, you got to do it, but don't bring that shit here. I think we're all on board with that. So now we're getting into the processed, dry deli meats. Not spreads, not wet gooey stuff. Just the dry processed deli meat in a can. Whether it's a canned ham, Spam, corned beef, these kinds of things, right? So, now that we have established the definition of terms, I forgot I have a strike through option. How does oh, wait, can I, wait, no. There it is. Okay, so we have defined the terms. Congratulations. Can we simplify this? How do we simplify it? We're going to put this here. We're going to take this. Can we rotate this? I don't know. We'll just delete it. And put this like over here. Perfect. That'll work. All right. So we've established what we're doing here. I'm liking this OneNote pad. It's doing the job it needs to do. I'm happy with it. What about pate? Well, pate is supposed to be raw. So why you would can raw meat? No. There better not be a canned pate. I saw there was like a canned foie gras or something. You better not be canning pate. Yeah, there's canned foie gras, which I guess makes sense, but that's heavily processed, right? I would assume the pate is quite heavily processed. But like an actual meat pate, no. Why would you? That's asking for botulism, right? You're asking for botulism. Putting raw meat in a can. Nope. I'm going to say no on that one. No thanks. All right, so now we got into the potential benefits. Okay. So we got to expand this here. How do we expand this? Great. What happened? Oh, okay. Here, let's ooh, okay. We're expanding this now. Okay. So potential benefits. We're looking at what? I'm going to make a new. Okay. Still figuring out how this works. All right. So we're going to say ease of use, right? It's just, you can have it. Long shelf life. Cheap, right? Cheap. They're all right. You just open it up, put it in what you need to put it in. Cheap, easy, long shelf life, right? What do we got for shelf life? Let's see. Let's go back to our not images, right? 3 to 5 years. Let's get some actual some real research here. We're not just going to go off the Google research results. We're doing in depth. Okay, USDA. Here we go. USDA. Okay, uncooked corned beef in a pouch with pickling juices. a week refrigerated. If it's marked until the date, drained and well wrapped and uncooked corned beef may be frozen for a month. Corned beef may be refrigerated for about 3 to 4 days or frozen for about 2 to 3 months. Okay, so that's actual corned beef. That's not what we're going for here. So let's just look on average expiration dates. Who are we going for corned beef? Who was the one we were looking at here? We're looking at Libby's. How often are these? Like, how long do they keep? Let's see. What is still tasty? It's the ultimate shelf life guide. Still Tasty LLC. Our sources. Here we go. Our primary source is the food safety research conducted by the U.S. government agencies, including the USDA, the FDA, and the Center for Disease Control. Wow. Okay. All right. And direct to the manufacturers. Okay. I think are we in agreement here? Are we gonna say it's still tasty? Direct from manufacturers, USDA, FDA, and CDC. We cool. Are we gonna take them on their word? We're gonna assume trusted site. We cool here? Any objections in chat? We want to have consensus before we move on here. Got a thumbs up from Jehoska. Always good. Sid doesn't trust the government. That could be its own. That could be another topic. We could do a whole show on trusting governments, right? That'd be good. So, joking aside, I think we're good. I mean, we're not really going in. This is just a demonstration of concept here. But we're looking 3 to 5. We're looking 3 to 5 years. Good stuff. How about spam? What do we got for spam here? Three to 5 years. The consensus is strong. 3 to 5 years. So definitely long shelf life, easy of use. I don't think we have to argue that. And then let's go for price. Let's go spam cost. All right. Let's see what Amazon's selling spam for. And then we'll see what Walmart's selling spam for. All right, what do we got here? 9 pounds. A pack of 12 ounce for $40.56. That's a lot. So we're looking at $4.50 a pound for already seasoned meat. That's not bad. Well, no, so and this is the thing, guys, right? So it always seems ridiculous with what some of the things that the government says, but you have to keep in mind when the government releases those statements, it's erring on the side of caution, right? So like a perfect example for eggs, right? So they're always going to err on the side of caution, right? So eggs, 3 weeks if refrigerated, right? And then cooked eggs, 3 to 4 days, right? So they're always erring on the side of caution. So what you have to understand about these recommendations is that the idea being that you're like it's the guarantee. It's your essentially zero chance, right? So up until 3 weeks, you have a 0 chance of problems. And it's not like it goes from 0 chance to like 50% chance on week 4, right? But the idea being after 3 weeks, you can no longer guarantee the food safety, right? So that's what you have to understand about like government regulation and a government suggestion, is that they're always looking at it as a net zero or as close to zero situation. So like if you follow these steps, you will be fine. Not to say the moment you don't follow those steps, you're going to die from salmonella, but just to say like we have had people test this and everyone agrees up until this point, no problems. And then as time goes on, problems will exacerbate, right? So that's what you have to keep in mind about like FDA recommendations and guidelines, is it's always erring on that side of caution of like, you're good to hear, no problem. And then everything after that, you're on your own. All right, so that's where that's coming from. What's Walmart doing here for spam? We're doing, oh geez. So we got 12-ounce can. Oh, it already breaks it down for you. 28 cents per ounce. Look at that. I don't know why we have to do everything in ounces and pounds. It's really annoying, but whatever. Yeah. We're gonna measure the protein in grams, but the package in ounces. Why? So 338. Let's see, that's 3/4. So we need to times that by 4 and divide that by 3. Yeah, 450. So we're pretty much locked in. 450 a pound on spam. That seems to be the running rate here. So let's do average ham cost per pound US. And that's right around what we're seeing right now. What is this? This is terrible. Give me a good site here. We need a good site. I don't even know what these sites are. BLS.gov. What the hell is BLS? Scroll to the bottom. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, what are we looking at? We're looking at ham. Can we find ham? Oh, we got all the meats here. Look at this. Okay, so let's see. Pork. What do we got? What are our tables here? U.S. city average, Midwest region prices. Are these prices per pound? And is this going to be retail or is this? Oh, this is retail food. Okay, retail food prices. I'm assuming this is per pound. Okay, so pork, we're between $4 and $5. Ham, boneless, excluding canned, $4.50. Okay, so these already exclude canned. Perfect. It's the exact data we're looking for, guys. Look at that. Exact data we wanted. Not counting canned ham prices. So, as far as like prepared food, it's pretty good, right? You have to think about like, so when we're talking like the pork, this is raw pork. It's not cooked, right? So for a cooked, ready to go product to be at price at about the same as the raw ingredient, that's pretty dang good. That's pretty dang good. So I think we can come to consensus: ease of use, long shelf life, and cheap. Cool. All right, let's bring that back up here. Potential drawbacks. What do we got? What do we got for potential drawbacks? Let's see. All right, well, that's a big one. Okay. That's a good one. All right. We'll just expand that to judgment in general. That's just judgment in general. Is there a loss of nutrients? Okay, now we're gonna get into, see, now this is real research that we got to do here, folks. Real research we got to do here. Check this out. Okay. So we want, and I'm choosing ham over pork because it is more of a ham product than a pork product for something like Spam. So let's compare ham nutritional facts. Healthline, Smithfield. Smithfield's going to have good ones. Your website okay here, Smithfield? But Smithfield's having some trouble with their HTMLs, ladies and gentlemen. Just bear with. Okay, here we go. Oh, we had to load like a 50,000 pixel resolution image of wood. Of course. Of course. Hold on. Hold on. I know you came for ham, but let us get this 5 million pixel resolution close-up of wood for the background image. Bear with us. I clicked on products. I guess this is... How about ham? There we go. What is... Something's wrong with this. Okay, this we have chosen poorly. We have chosen poorly. Backing out. Nutrition data. What is this? Conda Nast, all rights reserved. User agreement, okay. The material on this site may not be reproduced, distributed, but all right, so they're their own people. Do they have any? This does not seem reputable. What are your sources? What are your sources? Source: nutrient data from those they provide by the USDA, and quotations are missing values. Okay. Again, I'm not as confident trusting this. But if you guys are okay with it, I'm okay. They say they use the USDA. And the tildes are missing data. But if you guys are okay using this just for the sake of this demonstration, then I'm okay with it. Okay. So this is per 56 grams. This is gonna be... This might take some doing here. All right. So this is calories, minerals. That's the big one, right? The minerals. That's probably what we're looking at here. Minerals and maybe some vitamins. And this is per 56 grams. Okay. So this is for ham. Now let's look at Spam. Okay, let's see here. There seems to be a discrepancy. I'm noticing a distinct discrepancy here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so if we will look, let's see the calories. Let's make sure these are both per 56 grams. This is per 2 ounces, 56 grams. Okay, so these are the same. All right. Calorie information, 107 total compared to 91. So more calories. Carbohydrate, let's see. Saturated fat, 1.6 grams for ham. Saturated fat, 2.5 grams for Spam. Okay, so it's significantly higher. However, let's look at the omega-3 fatty acids, because those are important. 67 milligrams and 756 milligrams. All right, so higher in your omega-3s. So not strictly all bad fat. This one has mono and poly broken down. 39, 3.9 and 0.8. This is 2.4 and 4. So that's about the same. In fact, it actually, ironically, hold on, wait a minute. Spam has a better monounsaturated to polyunsaturated fat ratio than regular ham. probably because of the pork. That's interesting. That's actually interesting. So even though it's higher in saturated fat, it has a healthier ratio of monounsaturated fat to polyunsaturated fat. Go figure. Go figure. All right, now the interesting parts. Vitamin C. Significantly higher vitamin C. So they're probably using a citric acid for a preservative that may or may not be listed in the ingredients. Does it show nutritional ingredients? Nope, it's just nutrition. Interesting. So I would imagine that comes from vitamin C being used as a citric acid being used as a preservative. And then folate is the only other vitamin in there. And significantly less, it looks like. Yes, half as much folate. And everything else is gone. Thiamine, gone. Niacin, gone. Choline, betadine, gone. Actually not listed, right? Does that mean not listed? Missing or incomplete data. All right, so it could actually be there. It's not necessarily zero because it's just not available information. But it definitely looks like cut in half at least because the folate goes from 3.9 to 1.7. So we could, with our limited knowledge and not really caring about accuracy right now, I think we can safely assume half as much nutritional value vitamin-wise. Minerals, I would imagine not too different, but let's see. Calcium, 13, 21. Again, that's probably from one of the salts they use, maybe like a sodium, calcium chloride preservative, maybe. Iron, 8.8 grams, 0.6, so more iron. Magnesium, a little lower in magnesium. Potassium, 161, 258. Yeah, so the mineral is much higher, no surprising, probably just from the salt. 730, 578. Zinc, 1.2, higher in zinc. Yeah, so you're trading minerals for vitamins, and that's what you got. So it's not strictly less healthy. It's not strictly less healthy. It has a better monounsaturated fat to polyunsaturated fat ratio. It has more omega-3 acids and omega-6 acids, which is lovely. And it has higher mineral counts, probably from the added salts, but the vitamins are gone, from what we can tell. So, hard to say. It's not exactly nutritionally less, right? So what are other drawbacks from it then? Are there any actual drawbacks at this point? I can't think of anyone other than being judgment. What are the other drawbacks? Flavor? Can we comment on flavor? I mean, people like it. They eat it. So it can't be the worst thing in the world, right? Spam's like a staple for a lot of countries. I think even Hawaii. Is Hawaii big on spam? I can't remember. Yeah. The highest per capita consumption in the United States is in Hawaii, and then a lot of Asiatic countries. We're obviously not vetting this information, but you know, Guam, Philippines, right? South Korea, yeah. That's what I recall. That's what I recall, right? So clearly, there's something to it, right? It's a different taste, obviously, but you can't say taste exclusively because in some places it's preferred, right? So there's not many drawbacks, as we've discovered for canned meat, as we've come to define it. Based on what I see here, the benefits definitely outweigh the drawbacks, and so I think it's a yay from me. What have we come to conclude in chat? Any objections? Any outright counterpoints? What are we thinking? I'm liking this format. You guys liking this format? I'm liking this format. It gets chat involved. It's engaging topics. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The one drawback is Shen will look down on you.